Hello everyone and welcome back to part 3 of the Fluid Voronoi series. We've already done part 3 but it has a lot of technical issues, so I decided to redo it again and hopefully it works fine this time. Let's start. So today we are going to finish the landscape, and today will not have a lot of Grasshopper. Actually, we're not using Grasshopper for today. We will just finish the landscape. It will basically be a free sub-D modeling, most of it. And because the roof, we have two kind of roofs. Let's see them. So we have two kind of roofs for this building or for this design. The first one is this one, which the one I published on Instagram, and it has its own way of modeling and computational script. But the other one is this one, which has another way of dealing with computationally. So each one has its own unique way to be designed and modeled, and to deal with it uh, computationally, and also to think about it. So I decided to do both because both has its own way of designing and modeling, and it will be something interesting to learn. So, but this one will be the roof will be for part 4 because it will take a little bit of time and it will make the part 3 little bit too large. I want to keep it under 1 hour, hopefully. So let's start and finish the landscape and finish the roof later. So this is what we have done last time in part 2, and let's just start to work with this. So we have done this. We forgot to copy it, so let's copy it. I think for now the mic is working and everything is working. Hopefully nothing is going bad so far, so let's just okay, so let's make this a group, and I'll try to be as fast as possible today because there is a lot of repetitive steps, but uh, it will. Okay, so now we copied this one on the other side, and let's see what this one looks like. Okay, let's start with this one. So the first thing we want to do is basically selecting all of this and go up 50, and after that selecting the curves and shift and double click on the edges inside and make sub-D hole, fill sub-D hole and extract it. After that remove the outside because now I have the inside. If we look right here, we have the green area, and after that we have the water, and the water have some edges, and we have the walkway around all of that. So let's start to create all of that. So let's first of all let's just increase this with any value and go around here or in the front and select all the faces and scale them down, maybe something like this, and maybe push it a little bit down. You don't have to push it all the way, but if you want to push it all the way, you can simply Gumber relocate and select any point and any other point from the outside and simply click in the scale and click 0, so now it's flat. or maybe in this case I want it a little bit up, so it's okay. And let's go to the shaded and let's extract this one. So let's extract this one. So now the middle part is the green part, and after that let's create the water feature. So I will simply select the edge ring like this and select insert sub the edge, and in this case we want it to be absolute, and I want it to be in the middle, and after that I want to get those and get another edge, but this one I want it to be closer to here, and select those as well, and the other one I want it to be not thin. I want the other edge to be at least outer like this. And after that we want to select those, push them up just a little bit to create an interesting profile, and after that push it down with any amount of value, and after that flatten it so it will be just enough to be right here, and maybe push it up a little bit so we will have something like that, which will be the water level, maybe just a little bit down, and after that extrude it more, and after that we want to create a bevel for those edges because I want them to have an interesting bevel, but the segments will be 1, and do not try to push them all the way, just something small, just like this. And when you look at them, they are super fluid, so I want them to be, if you look at them in here, they are kind of obvious that there's a chamfer for them, so I want to do that. So I will select both of them again like this, and I will add a bevel, but this time the bevel will be really small, like something barely happening, just enough like that. Okay, so when you look at it, you can see when you look at it in the rendered mode, you can see that there is something interesting happening as a profile for this part. So that is exactly what I need. Let's go back to the shaded, and after that I have this one and this one. They are flat. They are supposed to be flat. So let's make sure they are flat and they are on the same level, and crease them. After creasing, make sure you are on the sub-D mode, not on the flat mode, and after that copy another 50 up, and after that simply join those curves, join planar surface, and this will be your water surface, and negative 50 to push it back. Again, we need those to be the walkway, so I will extract and simply let's select those and go to the material. Is there any material for them? Let's create another material. Okay, let's see on the rendered. Yeah, let's create another material for them. Let's go to here and use material, maybe custom. For now I just want something grayish like this, and the water surface I want it to match this water surface. Okay, and after that I want the green bar to work on. So let's isolate it and let's see what we want to do. Let's go to the shaded, and after that I want to select all of the faces and extrude a little bit, and after extruding I want to scale it, but not that much, just a little bit. And after scaling I want to select the middle curves and push them down. So when I push them down, It happens to create the shell effect, but it's not that obvious. You can see it if you go to the rendered mode, and if we selected something, let's just go to here and enable the sun and make this 0.5 and make this 0.5 and say show. Because I want to see some shadows and I want to see the effect is obvious, but at this moment it's not. So I will isolate again. Actually, before we isolate, let's match it with this. Okay, and isolate. And let's see what we are dealing with. Okay, so I will simply select all of those and bevel them because I want them to have a small close curves to each other, and after that I will simply select all these middle points and stitch them back. So when you look at it in the rendered mode, you can see that they are obvious. If you want to see them even more, you can go to the front and go to the all above points right here and simply push it a little bit up and maybe scale it with the shift so you can scale them all to the center or something. So when you look at them, you can see something like this. So that's basically how you create this effect. This effect, we will create it a lot today. So if we go to show, now we have our own this part. So I will simply select Control G and -50 to push it back and simply rotate from the 0. Make sure the ortho is on and make sure the copy is yes, and that's it. So now we have those. Let's create this one. Let's see what it looks like. This one, it looks interesting a little bit as well. So let's just do it. Let's select this face and double click. By the way, I can't fill sub-D hole because this one is already has a thickness, so it's not an open sub-D, it's closed sub-D. So that's why I need to get a copy of these faces to create a fill sub-D hole. Okay, and let's select those and simply fill sub-D hole and extract it and delete. After that, let's do the same. Let's isolate, and after isolating, let's make an extrusion out of them, and after that just select the top faces and scale them down just like this. But after scaling them down, I want to move them just enough right here to create this effect around them, to create this wider effect in one side and narrower effect in the other side. So that will be the beginning of what will happen. And after that, as we mentioned, Gumby relocate and simply push them down to 0. And let's go to the shaded, select all of this and extract it. And after the extraction, select the edge loop, the edge rings, and make sure you are on the proportional, make it 0.5. After that, select the loop itself and add to both sides, make sure, and 0.5 again, and select this one and this one and 0.5 again. Now we have 8 edges, so we will select all of them with the shift and double click, and after that add on both sides, but this time it will be something small, not super big. And after that, we can cell previous to select all of the middle curves and delete them. I don't want them for now. And simply I will select face loop and select those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and extract those and maybe make them group. And after that we should have a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, Control G, and those will have the same material. If we go to the show, those will have the same material, the gray material right here. So when you look at it in the rendered, it will look like this. And finally the shell, but as you can see, the shell in here, it doesn't start from the middle, it starts a little bit from the side, so that will be something interesting. So let's select this one and isolate and go to the shaded mode, and again extrude a little bit. After extrusion, you can select all the faces up there, make them scale. I'll actually scale them more, and after scaling, move it a little bit like this, and after that move the point itself more toward this side, so that will create something interesting. And after that, select all these edges like this and push it down, and after pushing it down, you can bevel, not so much, just something like this. And after that, select all the points in here and stitch them. So let's see what it looks like in the render. This is what it looks like, which is exactly what I need. And if we set show, that is the part that we need for this one. So let's make them as a group and -50, and let's copy and rotate them, rotate and copy in the C like this. So now almost all of them are done. The other 4 are a little bit different because each one has a different design. So let's see what they look like. So this one, because we have a bath in here, so we wanted to create a shell, but the shell effect will have a bath in the middle. So there is a bath coming from this side to the other side, but this one has only one like an entrance from the landscape. But we want to get access to some parts of the building, so we want to create like a sub baths in here. So that's what we want to do. So let's start with this one. This one will be easier. So when you go to here, this is the one that has 2 baths, and let's go simply up by 50 and select the edges, double click and simply fills up the hole, extract, select none and delete. After that, let's go to the top, because this one needs to go. Let's select it and go to the top so you can see where is it. Okay, so as you can see, there are these triangles right here, and there are these triangles right here. You can see that these ones has the access to the face, so we will ignore them, but for now let's select them one at a time. So we have this group right here, and I want to create inset. Make sure it's group, and it's usually 0.1 when you start. Let's say 4 maybe, and hit OK. So when you hit OK, you should have something like this. Okay, and after that we will repeat the process on this side, and let's create something like this, and let's see what they look like when you extract them. Let's extract. Where are we? Yeah, in here. And let's see. Oh, there is something wrong. Okay, let's go back. Actually, there is a trick in here to select something like this. You can simply click on the faces and then click on the brushes and select all of these and hit enter. And with the shift, or not right now, let's just extract those and select the brush again and select those and hit enter and extract. So now we should have something like this. But when you look at it, when you have this one has the path a little bit in the middle and kind of direct, but this one is a little bit different, so we need to shift it. So we can simply select all these vertices and adjust them just like this, and maybe scale them down so it will look exactly like that. That's exactly what I need. After that, we want to create the shell effect again, so let's match this to that, and after that let's extrude both of them. And after the extrusion, we want to actually, let's go to the top, and after the extrusion let's go to the brush again and select the top faces like this. Let's make sure that we are selecting the faces, and select the faces like this, and after that let's scale them down kind of like that, and let's do the same to the other side, which is this one. Let's not select those. Okay, and let's select those and scale them as well. And after that we can simply select the curves. Let's go to the top. We can select the curves by simply selecting all of these right here, all of these without this one. So now we are selecting all the curves, and maybe those ones as well, like this, and simply push them down just like what we did earlier. Not so much. Okay, and after that we can bevel all of them. Okay, but not so much, like something like this. And after that just simply stitch. Make sure you are not selecting any of the below model, and this one as well. So now you should have this effect as well. If you feel like they are smaller than you need, you can simply select both of them, 1 and 2, and Gumber relocate like this, and maybe just hit it a little bit, up like that. Or you can simply select those and go to the front and simply select the vertices, those vertices, and move them up a little bit. And actually, what if we scale them down? Okay, let's see how they look like. Yeah, they look fine. And this is Control G and push it back -50, just like that. So now we have this. Let's create this one. This one is almost kind of the same, but not exactly. Let's go 50, and let's select those. Let's fill sub the hole. Let's extract. Let's delete. Okay, and after that let's simply just, okay, before we do that, let's go to the top and see what we are dealing with. Yeah, this triangle right here, we will keep it, but we will select something like this. So now we should have a path right here, and a path right here, and maybe a path right here. So we will select those and create the first group and select all of them. Now I will not skip a path because this should be smaller. So the offset from here and the offset from here will create the desired effect. Okay, and finally select all of those and extract those, select those, extract them, and finally select those and extract them. So this is what the path look like if you look at it from the, let's match it, to this, and this is what the path looked like. So that is interesting. If you feel like this needs to be smaller, you can simply select all of them and shrink them down. So it will give you a thinner path a little bit in this area. And after that, let's go to the top and extrude those, all of them. After the extrusion, let's go to the top and select all the faces, the upper faces only, like this, and shrink them down. Let's say 0.75. Oh, that is too much. Or maybe it's fine. Let's keep them this way. And those ones as well. Let's 0.75, but keep them closer right here. And those ones 0.75, and keep them closer right here. And after that, we want to select all of the edges right here without this one, and all of this without this one, and all of this without this one, and simply push them down just a little bit and bevel everything. Let's go to the shaded so it will be easier to see what you are dealing with. And yeah, let's bevel, but the bevel will not be super like too much. We want the bevel to be just small value like this. And let's select all of these, stitch, select all of these, stitch, and select all of these, stitch them, and we should have something like this. So that is the second one. Control G and -50, just like that. And finally, not finally, I think we have two right now, this one and this one. Let's see what they look like on the other file. So we have this design and we have this design. So I think this one, let's create this one first. Or the other one. Actually, let's create this one. Okay. So now let's copy another 50 up, and again another fill sub-D hole, and extract it and delete the outside. And after that, let's do the same process that we did almost here, but this one is a little bit different. So let's see, let's extrude, and let's select those, scale them down maybe a little bit more, and push it a little bit closer to this side, and Gumber relocate from here to any point here and make it 0. And after that, let's select all of this and extract it. And we should have, let's create this one just enough like this. I thought let's extrude it. And after the extrusion, let's select all of the upper faces and scale them down. After scaling them down, let's select all the curves, push them down, and after that bevel just something small. And after that, let's select all the points and stitch, and we should have this effect. And after that, we want to create this one, so let's select something in the middle and double click it, and another middle, double click it, and another middle, and select all of them, and let's say just 0.2 maybe 0.1. Let's keep it 0.15 maybe, something like this. And after that, cell previous and delete. And let's select those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Extract. Why it didn't extract? Let's select them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Enter. And okay, I'm sorry. Oh, fast clicking is not a good idea sometimes. Okay, so and after that group, and after that let's select all the middle ones and make them as a group and match them. Let's see what was the material here. I think they had a, yeah, they had the green material. I think this one has the green material, so let's match it to this and see what it looks like. Well, they are thinner, but it's the same technique it's the same modeling technique. So let's actually keep it like this, and let's make those as a group and -50. So now we have only one left, which is this one. So this one is a little bit interesting because it has a it has something different. So when you look at it, there is a path in the middle, and there is a this upper part as a landscape, and there is the you know the cutted shell, and there is the water right here. So that might be interesting. So let's see how we can do it, and let's go to 50. Let's again fill sub the hole, extract. Let's delete, select those and delete, and let's select those. And before we move forward, I think it will be better if we go to the top and simply see where is our path should be. So let's select the faces, let's select those, and maybe those to here. Yeah, so I want the path to be kind of direct like this, or maybe to those. I think, yeah. Actually, let's keep both of them. Yeah, let's in this case, because this is a wide triangle, maybe we should keep both of these as a triangles, and let's create something like this. Okay, let's keep it like that, and or let's scale it 0.7 and make it closer to here. And let's do the same process to this part, and do it like this, and scale it 0.7 and make it closer to this side. So that should be interesting. Okay, after that we want to select all these faces in the upper side, and all these faces right here, extract them. And after that we want to, actually before the extraction, let's select them and move them up to create this effect. And after that we want to go, let's go to the shaded, and let's select this and isolate, so it will be easier to work with. And zoom selected, let's select all of these. I think it will be better if we created this first. So let's select these ones, and let's add something in the middle, and after that add another thing. Let's add another edge like this, but this time I want it to be 0.33, so it will be in the third like this. And after that, simply I want to select from this one to this one, ignore just the first one, and double click and shift and push this down. Actually, before we push this down, let's create the other side, and let's go to this and simply select all of that, and 0.33 as well. Let's ignore the middle part and simply select 1 and 2 to here, and double click and double click. So now we have all of this, and simply push it down. And when you push it down enough, just make it flat and push it up back again, just to, you know, closer to this edge, and again extrude back a little bit. So now you have this flat curve, or planar curve, which is important for us to create the water. Let's make it creased, and let's create the bevel effect that we created earlier. So let's select all of this, and with those, I think we should make them creased for now before we move forward. And let's bevel, but do not bevel too much, just like this, and maybe select both of them again with both of those. And yeah, let's bevel this time, but this time I want the bevel to be small, and do not keep the crease, just to be, you know, to give me this smooth effect, but it will be chamfered as well. Let's say 0.2. 0.2 is too much, I think. Bevel and 0.1. Okay, actually they are too much. Let's try again, but this time 0.02. Yeah, something to give me this effect, but it will still be fluid as well. And after that, let's select this face, this edge and this edge, and simply copy 50 or something up, and simply select both of them. Make sure they are joined and planar surface, and simply select this, push it back -50. And now we should you know, work on the upper part. So let's go to the top and simply select those faces on the upper, and let's add a something smaller, but this time will be 1 or something. Actually, no, let's just select them. Now we selected both, and let's extrude them just a little bit. And after the extrusion, let's scale them down, and after scaling them down, let's ignore one group and adjust the other group position, just like this in the middle, and maybe do the same toward this one, just like this, and push both of them. Push both of them. Let's go to Gumber relocate from here to here, and okay, I need to select an edge or something, and Gumber relocate from here to here, and make this 0, so they will be flat exactly. And let's go to the top. Let's go to the top and simply select those faces again. Okay, without those, I think let's select them just like this, and let's select those as well. So that is exactly what I need. Let's extract them, and after that, let's just do the green part. Let's select all the upper faces. Okay, and let's move those faces this way and move those faces this way. And after that, let's select the curves, go to the top, select those curves, and select those curves, and push them down. And after that, bevel. Just like this, kind of. And let's select those and stitch, and select those and stitch. And let's see, this is exactly what I want. And let's match all the things that we created. Let's go to show. Let's select the surface with the surface and match it with the water element. And let's select both of these and match them with this one. And now we should have the final thing, the final shape for this one. Control G, negative 50. And now we created all the bubbles. Now we have one more thing before we create the final water surrounding the building, which is the marines, or the barking area for the yacht or boats or something. So uh, yeah, to, I it will take a little bit of time, but I will only create one, but the same idea apply to all of them. So for now I will create only this one. You can create the same idea at any side. So for now, let's just select this side and start working on it. Like this, maybe. And let's isolate. Isolate. So to create that, we need to select some of the edges around here. But I have a problem with that because if I selected one edge like this and I want to select them, it will be hard to select them one by one, and it will be, it will be a nightmare to deselect all of these, and it's not a good idea. So there's an option for that. We can simply delete a face from here and a face from here. So after deleting those faces, we will do them back, we will bridge them back, but for now let's just select those, and now I'm only selecting those, which is exactly what I need. So after doing this, we can now select some of them. Some of them has a let's as we can see, a proper distance, and some of them are close to each other. So we need to, remove some of the ones that really close to each other. So let's go to here and simply remove one, some of them like this. And yeah, after we reach to this side, we can keep it. We can those are a little bit, big as well. We can remove the first one and the first one, and after that we will be left with those. So let's create a bevel for them. Let's go to the sub-D and create a bevel. But I want the bevel to be absolute, so all of them will be the same width, which is exactly what I need. And let's go to some of the small ones, just so we create something more suitable for everything. I think something like this should be fine. Okay, And after that, simply select all the edges and make them crease. So now I'm selecting all of them and making them crease. Okay, so I want to select all these small faces, but I think it would be hard to select the small faces. So let's select all of them, and after that remove the big faces. It will be easier to deselect them. And finally, after finishing the deselection for all of them, we are almost done here. we we missed this one. Okay, so now after we selecting all of these, we can now yeah, we can now make the extrusion. The extrusion should be, let's try to create something like this, but make sure you do not mess it up like what I'm doing in here. Okay, let's ignore the ortho for a second, and let's, yeah, something like this. Just make them smaller. Okay, and after making them smaller, you can simply select all of them. uh, let's go to the top maybe, and after that select all of them like this, all of the big the out faces. Okay, and we can make them larger. Okay, but let's say scale 2D. So I will pick, a point from here to here and try to make it look like that. So it will be a little bit moving toward the outside, but it's not like 100%, uh, you know, uh, perpendicular or something. And after that, to finish that, we need to select all of these curves. Okay, all of them. And after that, make them crease. And let's see if we selected, if we goes to here and select this one, it will not make anything. So we need to go to this. Okay, I have an idea. Let's try to do this way. Let's select the ring. So now I'm selecting all the ring right here, and let's uh, not crease them. Okay, that is great, but still it doesn't see these two. So I need to fix those. So let's go to the top, and unfortunately I have to select those again, but at least it fixed the problem on the outside, so that's a good news. um, Not everything in Rhino and Grasshopper you can do it like in one step. Sometimes you have to do something like this, which is, try to select all these small curves. It's, a part of the job. Nothing is like 100% easy, but it's not like super hard. So now you should have a this effect. By the way, you can remove some of the ones that we selected. Like if you feel like these are too much, we can simply maybe delete, select those, delete them. Maybe those and those and those. Maybe they are too much in this area, and simply select those, this edge and this edge, and stitch it. This edge and stitch it. Stitch those and stitch those. So that is interesting. I think is more interesting than before. And after that, we want to make this go back to its normal. So let's go bridge and make it crease and make it crease. Okay. And after that, just remove the crease from those two. And that is perfectly exactly like we had it before. And bridge and those two, remove the crease. So now we have, let's see what everything looks like in the rendered. We have everything is great so far. We can repeat this process in multiple other sites, but for now I don't want to, waste your time with that. You already get the idea. After that, the final step is to create the water surface, but I want the water surface to be something like this, which is when you look at it from multiple directions, it will gives you the effect that it looks like a horizon. So you either make it circle or you make it an oval shape. In this example, I will make it like an oval. Let's go to, or an ellipse. Let's go to the shaded, and first of all I want to select the upper face right here and copy it, let's say around 500 meters, just something very way up like that. And let's go to here and create an ellipse, and the ellipse will start from the 0 point, and let's enable the F8, which is the ortho, and something like this, with something like this. Maybe let's scale it down, just something very huge like that, and move it up 500. Or maybe we can select this one and select this one, the curve. Okay, these needs to be joined, so let's select those and join them, and go to here, select those two, and Gumbo relocate from any point to any point and simply 0. So now they are both flat. Let's planar surface and push it back -500, and also push it back just like a 0.5 or something. Just it will be -1. Okay, just it will be like showing the edge or something. So that is great. Now I have some edges that I don't need. Let's hide them, and there's those. Let's select those and put them on the layer. Let's create a layer, call it hidden. Delete and delete, HIDDEN, and maybe put them, change object layer and put them on here. Okay, so now I should have something like this. I don't need this one as well, so let's see what everything looks like in the rendered view. Let's match this. Okay, match it to this. Okay, but this one is not exactly like this, so first of all I need to select this and go to here, and yeah, I want to see its material. So the difference in the material, first of all I want to go to the material in here, to the material tab, and duplicate this one and assign this one to the object, which is this. So now this one is different from those. And let's see, the transparency of this one is like 5% or something, so it's something like this. And uh, the other thing is that this one has a 10% bump, not like super. And the color itself, let's try to put this one right here and maybe put this one right here, and let's get the color, try pick this one and come to this. So now I got the exact same color. Okay, or you can select something in the middle, in the bluish area, and okay, and yeah, this is the original design. Now let's see what we are doing. So now I have this. The only thing is missing right now is the I think the texture, maybe we can make it a box or something so it will be smaller, and let's make it 1. So now we should have a something like this. By the way, to make it look nicer, we can go to the to without clicking on anything, we can go to here, and the lens length, we want to make it 25, so it looks like more perspective than the natural, to give it a little bit something deeper, or some this effect. Like this is the difference. Like if you go 50, okay, it will feel like more a little bit like a closer to the isometric, but this will give it more perspective feeling, if you get the idea. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and there will be part 4 where we create the roofs, the 2 types. Hopefully it will be tomorrow and after tomorrow. The Arabic version will be tomorrow, and the English version will be after tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. And the file will be available on Patreon if you are interested to have it. And if you are interested to, support the channel, that will be truly appreciated. Uh, Thank you so much. And after this series, I will try to make a recorded video to avoid all the problems that usually happens in live streaming. And also I have an idea for a good series, or maybe a video that I have in mind. Hopefully it will be interesting. So thank you so much, and if you have any comment or any suggestion or anything related to that, let me know in the comments, or maybe text me or on social media like Facebook or Instagram or anything. The links are in the description down there. And yeah, goodbye and see you in the next one.